Yes, Corey is CIA. Like, he didn't even have to say it. I know it. He's fucking CIA.
If Harley was part of intelligence, right? What kind of people you think are surrounding my kids? What kind of people you think are in that house right now?
How am I just now finding out that not only was Corey Gamble extremely close to Kim Porter and Diddy, he was there. He was there when the coroners arrived to Kim Porter's house after 911 was called. Am I crazy? That's Corey Gamble, 100%. Not in the blue, the one right behind him. Like, I don't even have a theory. I'm just confused. And we're going to talk about this in the deep dive, but Kim Porter, when she passed away, there was obviously discrepancies in police reports versus coroner reports. Another thing we know for a fact is P. Diddy had her entire home wired with audio listening devices and video cameras.
Things are spinning out of control in the Kardashian world right now. Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble are reportedly calling it quits. And Kanye is back on his wild claims, saying Corey is straight up CIA. Word on the street is Corey might be ready to walk away from Kris, and she's panicking. Because if he spills, some serious skeletons could drop out of that closet. And Kanye? He's making it worse, claiming Kris and Kim were tangled up in shady business with Diddy. This rabbit hole runs deep, and the whispers are getting louder. Let's dive right in.
This. Kanye posted a picture of Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner's longtime boyfriend. The caption reads, "God has a plan to remove the godless. Corey needed to never be here anyway. And I think he's a nice person."
Kris Jenner and her boy toy Corey Gamble are in meltdown mode, and the drama is spilling into public. At Beyonce's Cowboy Carter concert in Vegas, the two reportedly got into a heated clash. Witnesses say Kris stormed out mid-show, leaving Khloe scrambling to calm Corey down. Page 6 even reported the vibe was tense. Kris furious, Corey fuming, and Khloe stuck playing referee in the middle of the chaos. And get this, it's not even their first public blow-up. Back in June at Jeff Bezos' star-studded wedding in Venice, Kris flat out ditched Corey and hopped into a water taxi solo. People on the scene said Corey looked fed up, even muttering about how he's always doing what Kris wants. Radar insiders spilled that Corey's sick of being treated like a glorified assistant, saying his only job is to clean up her daily messes. But here's the real twist. Corey Gamble is not just some background boyfriend Kris picked up to toy with. That might be her biggest mistake yet. Word is, Corey's got serious ties. We're talking intelligence-level connections and access to powerful players most people could never touch. Think about it. Nobody really knows Corey's past. One day, he just appeared in Kris's world. And boom, he was locked in. And let's be real. Kris isn't the type to settle for a nobody, especially after her history with high-profile husbands. There's a viral clip floating around that has everybody talking. Corey and Jay-Z literally escorting Beyonce to her car after a pre-Grammy bash. And let's just say, Beyonce didn't exactly look like she was walking steady that night. So why is Kris Jenner's man suddenly acting like her personal bodyguard? The whole vibe feels off, and it doesn't stop there. Corey's been spotted more than once hopping on Jay-Z and Beyonce's private jet like he's part of the inner circle. But here's the question. Why is this dude everywhere with the most powerful people in the game? Rumors are flying that Corey might actually be one of those Hollywood handlers or fixers. And here's the kicker. Insiders claim these handlers aren't just babysitters for celebs. They might be plugged into intelligence agencies. That means this could be way bigger than Hollywood drama. And if you think that sounds far-fetched, look back at Kanye's ex-trainer, Harley Pasternak. Remember when he threatened, saying he could have him institutionalized and shipped back to Zombieland? People started digging and uncovered Harley's ties to Canadian intelligence. Even crazier, in an interview, Harley admitted he worked in a military lab testing substances the average person would never even hear about.
And the area that I was interested in was how drugs in food affect muscular performance. And
when you say drugs, was that like performance-enhancing drugs, or are they
all
just
kinds of drugs?
Oh, right, okay.
So working for the military, I wasn't governed by the same laws that the typical person was, so I could look at the impact of certain drugs that are not.
Now, when it comes to Kanye, he's been warning about this for years. He straight up called Harley out by name, saying he's just one of many Hollywood handlers pulling strings behind the curtain. And in one heated run-in with paparazzi, Ye didn't hold back. He admitted he's worried about handlers circling his own family. And let's be real, that sure sounds like a shot at Corey.
If Harley was part of intelligence, right? What kind of people you think are surrounding my kids? What kind of people you think are in that house right now?
And let's not forget, Kanye has made it crystal clear he doesn't want Corey anywhere near his kids. Back in summer 2020, when Ye bolted to his Wyoming ranch, he blasted Kim and Kris online, accusing them of plotting to throw him under a $5,150 psychiatric hold. He went straight to social media, warning Kris and Corey they were banned from being around his children. You didn't stop there. In another post, he flat out called Corey godless, claimed he was CIA, and even alleged Corey was sent in to infiltrate the Kardashian-Jenner clan. Kanye went further, saying Corey's role was to link his wife up with powerful liberals behind the scenes. That was his job, according to Ye. And then he added a chilling line. Now, he's off to his next mission. His job is done. But the story didn't end in 2020. Just last year, in 2023, a leaked video surfaced of Kanye on the phone. And he doubled down, saying Corey is definitely CIA.
Yes, Corey's CIA. Like, he didn't even have to say it. I know it.
But the rabbit hole goes even darker when you start digging into Corey's past. Long before he linked up with Kris, Corey was already moving in powerful circles, pulling strings behind the scenes. And here's the bombshell. He was photographed at Kim Porter's house just hours after she passed, before the forensics team even touched the scene. So the big question is, why was Kris Jenner's boyfriend there so fast? That's not just unusual. That's flat out suspicious.
How am I just now finding out that not only was Corey Gamble extremely close to Kim Porter and Diddy, he was there. He was there when the coroners arrived to Kim Porter's house after 911 was called. Am I crazy? That's Corey Gamble, 100%. Not in the blue, the one right behind him. Like, I don't even have a theory. I'm just confused. And we're going to talk about this in the deep dive, but Kim Porter, when she passed away, there was obviously discrepancies in police reports versus coroner reports. Another thing we know for a fact is P. Diddy had her entire home wired with audio listening devices and video cameras. Was her passing caught on camera? Does Diddy have footage of Kim Porter passing away? Just don't get it. How has this man been everywhere, have connections with everyone?
Officially, Kim Porter's death was ruled as pneumonia, with doctors saying she'd been battling flu-like symptoms for weeks. But her family painted a very different picture. They insisted Kim was full of energy, even getting a massage on the same day she passed. And here's where it gets chilling. That night, Kim allegedly sent a group text to her friends saying, "He got me," right after getting into bed. Moments later, she supposedly called 911 herself. Now remember, even though Kim and Diddy were broken up, he never really let her live on her own terms. Word is, he kept her under a tight watch, with people tailing her and spying on her every move. It gets even darker. Former bad boy artist Mark Curry once claimed Diddy actually wiretapped Kim's phones so he could monitor her every conversation and track exactly what she was doing at all times.
It was all, insecurities. Anytime a man would go out his way to wiretap someone's phone or put taps in their homes just to monitor their conversation, that's a sign of insanity. So when you see someone doing that, you can imagine everything else they do. What do you think he's going to do if he found her on the phone talking to someone and or feels that she's cheating on him or somebody sleeping with his girl? What you think he's going to say? "Ooh, I caught you. Ooh, I heard this." Nah, he's going to come in with it's going to be a fight.
If the whispers are true that Kim Porter was working on a tell-all memoir before her death, then you already know Diddy must have caught wind of it. And if he knew, there's no way he would have just let that book drop and expose everything. Here's where Corey slides back into the story. Multiple sources claim he was seen carrying a laptop out of Kim's house the very same day she died, before forensics even showed up. That one detail alone raises way too many red flags. Because think about it. If Corey really did remove anything from that house, especially evidence tied to a potential investigation, That's not just shady. That's straight up a crime. We're talking about interfering with law enforcement on a serious level. So why has Corey never been questioned? And why was he even at Kim's place before the coroner arrived? Well, if Kanye's right and Corey really does have intelligence ties, that could explain why he moves untouchable in these situations. Which brings us to the bigger question. What exactly was Corey's real role in the Kardashian empire? Was he planted in the circle on purpose? And now, with his relationship with Kris cracking, does he hold enough dirt to blow the whole thing wide open?
I did a shoot in the Bahamas with Justin Bieber.
How old is Justin?
16. During the shoot, Justin said, "Oh, I have a nickname for you." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Cougar."
Does he have a crush on you?
I have no idea.
Do you have a crush on him?
Yeah, Kim, do you have a crush on him? If only he was 18.
18? Wait, you know there's stuff all over the internet about how you're a cougar.
How I'm a cougar?
Yeah.
I'm not even 30 years old.
You're a cougar.
Where are you going? I'm going to go to join Diddy. He's doing that Rick Ross.
But here's where it gets wild. Kanye accused Kim of being caught up in the kind of shady crimes that can land you straight behind bars. Ye exploded after learning North was featured on a track with UK artist FKA Twigs, and he dropped this bomb online. Kim Kardashian is an ex-trafficker. I don't like that Twigs has my daughter in her video dressing all grown. I would have expected more from Twigs. It's fuck all you ninjas. My soul is black and white. Y'all don't believe me and just say I'm crazy. Now listen, we all know you have to take Kanye's rants with caution, but still, can you really dismiss all these strange coincidences? Especially when Corey's shadowy role in the Kardashian-Jenner circle keeps popping back up. So the real question is, who is Corey Gamble really? Is he just Kris Jenner's longtime boyfriend? Or is he operating as some kind of Hollywood handler, maybe even tied to intelligence? And why would he choose Kris of all people to attach himself to? Drop a comment below and let us know what you really think about today's story, because your take matters here. Thanks for watching Star Watch. We appreciate you sticking with us through all this Hollywood chaos. Don't forget to hit like, share this video with your crew, and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss a scandal. And if you're craving more drama, we've got plenty waiting for you right here on the channel. The spotlight never dims in Hollywood, and Star Watch is where it all unfolds.